Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now over the last 3, maybe 4 years, hands down, my favouriteest series of lights have come from Olight, and they are the ArkFeld series. And there's been several different iterations with Pros and Ultras, and there was even the Arc Flex, which had that kind of 90-degree tilt on the end. And what Olight have done is they've kind of consolidated all of those together to give us the gift of the three, or the gift of light to us all. And they've finessed, and to some degree as well, they've also kind of standardized some of the features that go across all of these lights to bring out, nearly drop that then for a second, to bring out the ArkPro family. Now, as far as this family is concerned, we have Baby Bear, which is the ArkPro Light. We have Mama Bear, which is the ArkPro, and then we have Papa Bear, which is the ArkPro Ultra. I don't know where the Mama Bear, Papa Bear came in. I ad-libbed that at the second. I might need to do this again. But anyway, so we have these 3 lights, and this is what we're going to have a look at today. Now, I've had to record this a few times already because I keep getting the names wrong. They're all called the ArkPro, whether that's ArkPro Light, ArkPro, or ArkPro Ultra. But what I will do is, from now on, just for my sense, I'll refer to this as the Light, which is the ArkPro Light. I'll refer to the ArkPro as the ArkPro, and I'll refer to the ArkPro Ultra as the Ultra. Saves me having to re-record this 1,000 times, and hopefully it makes sense to you guys as well. Anyway, enough waffling from me. Let's turn the camera around and take a closer look at this new family of lights. Now, as far as the boxes are concerned, with Olight, everything has a very kind of iPhone-esque opening, really nice, but at the end of the day, the boxes are boxes. They're also a little sheepish when it comes to giving you details on the outside. Normally they'd be like, ooh, maximum throw of this and distance and all of that sort of stuff, but with these they haven't. It's all on the inside. Apart from the Ultra, the Light, or the ArkPro Light and the ArkPro, these do come in different colours, so there are some options for you. Inside the box you get the usual, so you'll get your instructions, you get a magnetic charging cable, but these can be charged via USB-C as well, but you do get a magnetic charging cable with these, and you also get these. Now, I so hope, and in fact, please Olight, continue to do these in every other light that you do. The big thing with Olight is they have such a huge community, people collecting the different colours. As soon as a new colour comes out, people will buy them. They've added these cards into them. So the one here on the right hand side, this has got an R on it, and the one here on the left has got an A on it. So the R, you get this in both the ArkPro Light and the ArkPro, whereas the A, you get this in the ArkPro Ultra. And there's a hidden message on this. I've only just seen this today, and it's kicking me that I've only just seen it. But on the back here it says, "Shine your UV light on the front." So if I put this onto UV and then put it onto, I hope you might not be able to see this, and apologies if you can't see this, but there is a hidden message under here. So R, it said, "Refined craftsmanship delivers sleek design and lasting durability." R is for refined, whereas A is apex. Apex of innovation with advanced lighting technologies, Apex. These are, I know I've spent too long talking about these, but these are cool as hell. Please, Olight, I beg you, just every single light that comes out, do something with these cards so you can make a full deck or something. Yeah, these are very cool. But that's inside the box. Let's get the actual lights out here for a second. I'll try and always keep them in this order. So here on the left, this is the ArkPro Light, the ArkPro in the middle, and the ArkPro Ultra here on the right hand side. So As far as your measurements are concerned, hopefully you'll be able to see that the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra side by side are pretty much, you know, they are the same side, whereas the Light, as the name kind of denotes, this is the lighter version. So with the Light, this comes in at 111mm by 27mm by 16mm, whereas the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra, these come in at 124mm by 27mm by 16mm. The two the ArkPro Light and the ArkPro, these are made from the same kind of durable 6061 T6 aluminium that a lot of OLIGHT'S are made from. So as far as the weight of these are concerned, and this does include the batteries, the ArkPro Light, this comes in at 105 grams, the ArkPro comes in at 115 grams, the ArkPro Ultra, this comes in at 120 grams. These are all powered by an internal battery. So some of you, if you need to be able to hot swap batteries, you have a profession or whatever it is that you do that you can't wait for them to be recharged, these just quite simply may not be the lights for you. However, for most people with EDC, that's definitely not going to be a problem, but they are internal batteries. The ArkPro Light has a 1350 milliamp hour battery, whereas the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra have a 2000 milliamp hour battery. Now, as far as charging these are concerned, I'm just going to put the ArkPro down for a second, mainly because it works in exactly the same way as the Ultra does, and sometimes it's a little bit easier just to hold two. Again, I'm sure that's what she said. Okay, so on the bottom here, and it's exactly the same on all three of these, you have your magnetic charging cable point. If you're used to OLIGHT'S, then you'll probably have several of these just lying around the house. You clip it on, it magnets on. Job done, you know that you're charging. But what they all have now is, and I'll bring this one back up just to show that this one is the same. So here on the side, they all also have, if I lift all of these up, they all have a metal gate here on the side and a USB-C charging port on the side. So with USB-C becoming a standard pretty much for everything now, even Apple have had to adopt USB-C. We've all got these cables lying around. No one's ever going to struggle to find a USB-C cable. Anybody can just borrow any sort of phone charger. You can plug this into a phone charger. You can even plug it into your laptop or whatever, and you can get these charged. I think that's a great move. I do like the magnetic charging cables on the bottom, but I think what we will probably see from now on is we'll see a lot of lights coming. And this is pure conjecture from my part. I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but my guess is we will see more lights that have a dual charger, whether it's the magnetic charging cable or whether it's the USB Type-C on the side. Now, as far as the lights are concerned, I'm just going to put these two down for a second, so we'll have a look at the OLIGHT ArkPro Light. There's way too many lights in that one, so I have been struggling with these. I had to do a few different takes of this. So all of these lights, in fact, they all have a similar user interface, and this is mainly around, one, you have a button here in the middle that you press, that turns the light on and off. You can do a long press, and then that will change between, generally it's different intensities of light when you have these on. And then you all have a dial here. So with the light, the button or at least having this so that it is in its 12 o'clock position, this turns on the white light, and then here on the end you'll see, well, actually, if I turn that off, there are actually four emitters, strictly speaking. You have a white light, a UV light, and then two red light emitters. If I put that onto red light, you'll see both of those turn on. So when it's in its 12 o'clock position pointing straight forward, this is your white light. It's a simple press for on, simple press for off. And this is the same for all of these. It's a simple press for on, simple press for off. Now when you have it on, you then do a long press, and that will then cycle through your different modes, which is a UI that OLIGHT have been using for a very long time. You have low, medium, and high. When it's on, you can do a double press, which will then put it on to its turbo mode. So with these lights, on all of them, if you're on your moonlight mode, they all have a 1 lumen moonlight mode, and you know it lasts for plenty of time. Its low mode is 15 lumens, which is the same for all of these, and it goes up to its turbo, where with the light, its maximum output on its turbo is 1200 lumens. For the ArkPro, on its turbo, its maximum output is 1500 lumens, and with the ArkPro Ultra, its maximum output is 1700 lumens. So there is a little bit of difference. Now with these two, on its high, medium, and low mode, they're all the same, which we will have a look at because there's a lot to cover. We will have a look at when we go down to the fishing pond later to see how these work. Now getting back to those different settings, so that forward 12 o'clock position is your white light. If I change this over so that it's in its kind of 2 o'clock position, this is its red light. And again, doing a long press will then change between a low and a high mode for its red light. Whereas if I go over to kind of its 10 o'clock position, this is where you've got a UV light. And if I do a long press, you can then see that there are 2 different levels for its UV light, depending on how much you need it. If you're doing, maybe you work in somewhere that you need to check banknotes, if you just turn it on, always put it on to its lowest mode. Let's say you're doing some sort of room inspections where you need to check, I know, splatter on the wall so that you can see more, then you can do a long press and you'll get a little bit more light out of it. One of the things you may notice is missing from this one is there's no green light, there's no green laser on here, and that's specifically from customer feedback. A lot of people said they just didn't use the green laser, however they would prefer to have the red light instead. So having a smaller, compact kind of frame that you get with the light, and then they just have the emitters there for your white, red and UV light. Now when it comes to the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra, these have again similar features. So the way that they've changed this one is that with both of these they do not have a red light. Instead you have your UV light, you have a green laser, and then you have 2 white light modes. You have a spotlight mode and you have a floodlight mode. So these 2 emitters here and here, these are either the floodlight or the spotlight, whereas the UV light, it's an emitter here that's just in between them. So if I put down the ArkPro for a second, I will show you on both of these because as mentioned they are exactly the same. So the 12 o'clock facing forward, this is the floodlight. And again, you can do your long press and it will cycle through the different modes. What I forgot to mention on the lighters as well, so if this is turned off and you want to have direct access to the moonlight mode whilst it's off, if you do a long press, that will then put it onto its moonlight mode of 1 lumen. If I turn this so that it's let's stay on the white light. So this is your floodlight. With the floodlight, it has a lower candela because all of that light is being pumped out across a higher area. If I now change this over to the 2 o'clock position, this is now its spotlight, and hopefully you can see there, flicking between the 2 of these, you can see that instance the candela has increased on this, and you get more of a defined warm or more defined hot spot. Same as before, you press it on, you do a long press, this will then move through your different modes. You can do a double press and that will take you on to its turbo mode. Now similar, exactly the same with here. There is your floodlight, there is your spotlight. Now if I move this over to its 10 o'clock position, this is the same as with the ArkPro light. This is your UV option. So you can do a long press and then you can see you have 2 different light modes or light intensities with the UV light with this. Now I did mention, so with the light, or the ArkPro light, the one thing that is missing, it was that green laser. With the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra, they have decided to keep that green laser on here, and instead they have a dedicated button here on the side which will turn that green laser on for you. Now this works in 2 ways. So you can either hold it down and it will be momentarily, so as soon as I let go it will turn off, or I can press it and it will turn it on, and it will stay on until I press it again, and it will stay off. I do also really like the feature that they've added to here. So if you are using the white light and you still want to be able to use that green laser, you can still, I'm sure you can see that in my hand there, but you can have the white light and the green laser turned on at the same time as well. Now all of these lights, in fact, if I bring these all back up here, this might be a little bit difficult to see today, so I do apologize if you can't see this, but down the right hand side here, in fact let's turn all of these off, but when you first turn it on, you have an indicator here on the right hand side of how much battery you have left. So you've got 100% or more than 75%, more than 50%, more than 25%, and less than 25%. Also, when you're on the actual light modes themselves, here on the right hand side, here on the left hand side, depending on what mode that you're on, when you do a long press, then you have an indicator here whether you're on low, medium, high or turbo as well. It's a small feature that the OLIGHT have started to add to their lights, and it's coming into more and more of their lights, and it's certainly something that I appreciate as well. Now the last little thing that I like about the Ultra is that there's also an additional light just here. So if I turn this on, you'll see that it has a little kind of afterglow behind the light. I love that OLIGHT have done this. So imagine people that play Call of Duty will understand leveling up, and they'll understand prestige. OLIGHT have added leveling up and prestige to their lights, which I just, again, being a massive gamer and geek at home, I freaking love that they've done this. So behind here is a RGB light. So depending on how long you've used this, after certain increments of 10 hours, 20 hours, 50 hours, or whatever, there will be a different coloured light behind here until eventually you'll get all the way to the end when you're like, yeah, I'm able to prestige, and then once you've gone past a certain time again, it will then flick back round, and then you'll cycle through those lights again. I'm a geek. I'm a massive geek, and stuff like that really kind of impresses me. Yeah. Now, less of the geekery. Let's fast forward. Let's get down to the fishing pond and see how these work in the dark. So I changed my mind. Instead, I thought we'd come down to, we'd stay in the woods and we'd have a look at these lights. Now I've brought with me the ArkPro Light, and I brought with me the ArkPro Ultra, mainly because the Ultra and the ArkPro are very similar, apart from the turbo setting. So on the ArkPro Light, currently on the moonlight mode, this is 1 lumen, and it does a good job of just being able to illuminate the light of the ground in front of me. Do a long press, which will then take me to low. So low with this, there's a tree there, that's about 5 meters away. There's another tree there, which is about 10 meters away. But with low, this is 15 lumens. Long press takes me to medium, so now I can see a little bit further down the path down to Castle Moorlander. That tree's definitely easier to see. You can see that tree there. It's again a lot easier now. With mid 60 lumens, again does a great job. Another long press then takes me up to high, which is 350 lumens, which is perfect for EDC. I do like this. It's just a smaller light, but 350 lumens is great. As I usually do, warm spot test. You know, there's the warm spot. You can kind of see it. 45 degrees to the left, 45 degrees to the right. So it does a good job walking the dog at night, being able to see through the leaves here. It's great. Then press it again, it will cycle back round, and then you'll go through those other lumens. Whereas with a double press, this then bumps it up to 1200 lumens on the turbo mode, and hopefully, I mean, those trees are lit up really well. You can see up into the canopy there, and now I can see trees probably 20-30 meters off into the distance with no issues whatsoever. Now we have the Ultra. So if I do a long press whilst off on the Ultra, here is the moonlight mode, which again is just 1 lumen, which is fine. Long press will then take us on to the low mode, which is 15 lumens. Again, you know, it's adequate for just being able to walk the dog and if you're not trying to make too much light whilst you're out. Long press then bumps that up to medium, which is 100 lumens. Very simple to be able to see these trees here and then off down the path there. And then another long press, it takes you up to high. And this is so this is 520 lumens. Now I forgot to mention, so these what we're looking at here, this is the flood mode, where you get quite a big spread. So it's a lower candela, but this is the flood mode. And then I can do a double press, which is 1700 lumens on its turbo mode. The difference between the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra is on its turbo mode. The Ultra is 1700 lumens and the ArkPro is 1500 lumens. So that's the flood mode. So what we can do is we can move that round again. We can go through these with the spotlight. So let's just make sure we're on. There you go. We're on moonlight. So that's your moonlight, which again is 1 lumen. Then you're on low, which is 15 lumens, and again you can see it's a higher candela, so it's just easier to be able to see off into the distance with this. Another long press, medium. We now have 100 lumens. So being able to see down the path there, because this is a higher candela and using a floodlight on this, you can see it throws just a little bit further as well. And then another long press takes us up to high, and this is 400 lumens. I can then do a double press, which will bump it up to 800 lumens with the turbo mode. Now all of these had those kind of extra special features on here. So here, it's a bit tricky to see, but there is there's the UV light. You also have the green laser on here. Hopefully you can see there's the green laser, but also the green laser will work with the other light modes as well, which I think is quite nice. So yeah, there's quite a lot that you can get from these. Now, the only other one that I forgot to mention whilst we were having a look at the light version is just the red light mode that's on here. So there are a few different. You have a high and a low on the red light, but walking through the woods like this at night, it's very easy to be able to keep your night vision. So there you have it. With the ArkPro series, Olight have just took all of their experience from the last 3 or 4 years with the different versions of the ArkFeld and the ArkFlex family and put them all together. I know I have the Ultra here, but there's others here as well. And they've just kind of created this family, and I think family is the right word. I think with this, I suppose series is probably the right word as well, but for me in my head, I think family is the right word. They all share a similar DNA, that with the dial on the front and the button and similar features on here. Yeah, I think what they've done is they've took something that they've clearly seen as a success, and the way that you can tell that these lights have been a success is because every other manufacturer is now copying Olight. And I've worked with a lot of these other manufacturers and they make some excellent lights, but to some extent, to a greater extent, these were the originals and everybody else is trying to kind of catch up with Olight on these. Yeah, these are excellent lights. Now I know I joked originally about this is the gift of light that Olight have given to us, but in a strange kind of flip side on that, which was a bit of an ad lib, Olight are now doing their Black Friday sale. So it's starting early this year, as most, I think pretty much everywhere has started Black Friday within the last week or so. So there are some sales, there are some discounts on these. I have some links below so that you can see where you can pick these up. And there's also an exclusive code on there as well, so you can save an extra little bit of money. If you know somebody that would love this sort of thing, I think this is a great time of the year to be able to pick one of these up before Christmas. With the holiday season coming now, here in the UK, we're all kind of it's a Christian nation, so we'll be celebrating Christmas soon. But I do know that there are other denominations that will also be celebrating other religious holidays soon. So I think this would be a nice kind of Christmas present or whatever it is for them. But yes, of course, I'll leave all of those links below so that you can see more from these, and the other ones that I have in, where's the other one? Anyway, the other ones that I have in my pocket. I'll leave some of my social media links below as well so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC, and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical, where I look at more kind of everyday tactical stuff. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. That was me rehearsing it in my head, not just like randomly pointing shit at a camera whilst not saying something like a freaking psychopath. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose. ArkPro or the Ultra. Anyway, I've just got crap memory. I'm getting old now. My beard's whiter than Christmas morning, and yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I even said that bit. Shall I? No stuff. Oh, fucking! You're a fucking plonker. Excuse my French, let's do that again. Realising what they had created. That sounded a bit weird. You realised what you've created here? No, I'm gonna have to do that again. That sounded weird. Anyway, oh, bollocks. So there you have it. Now, hands down, I think, no. If you are watching through to the bloopers, I did a destruction test, not on this one, on one of the previous ones. I put it in a bag full of plates and a brick and hit it against a tree and on the floor for about 20 minutes. I'll leave a link to that here or wherever it goes, so you can see just how tough these are. I put it in the bag and I couldn't break it. The only way I could eventually break it was just yeeting it as hard as I could, probably for about 10-15 minutes against a tree, and then eventually it broke. So if you're wondering about how tough these are pretty freaking tough lights as far as lights go. Now, I haven't done any other destruction tests on lights before, but that was quite a good day, a good stress relief. Put a torch in a bag with some pots and pans, a couple of bricks, and then hit it and throw it around and kick it. Just be careful when you're kicking it. I hurt my foot kicking it, but yeah, there's a weird one. Now this is coming out on the Sunday, so I hope you're all good. I hope you've all had an awesome weekend. Of course, we're going back to work tomorrow, but the beauty of Sunday is you'll have all had your Sunday roast. So it's the factory reset for the week. Yeah, enjoy. Right, cool. Anyway, see you in a bit.